Hey, everybody, we are live. Lucas Oil Raceway. Yeah, that's what it's called now. It used to be called IRP, Indianapolis. We are in Speedway, Indiana, week number 4 of the Down and Out Paint Shop Tuesday Night Thunder. Man, Robert, if you're watching, we'll get that right one of these days. Welcome, Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Glad to have you here. We've got 40 trucks on track tonight, 150 laps. These guys got no fast repair and 4 sets of tires, so this should be pretty interesting. I mean, this track is just barely over a half mile, 0.67 mile, and it's an odd one, that's for sure. We'll see if we can. Well, we got it on Kyle here. We'll see that line. Look at that line. He's running way out by the wall, so it makes it hard to pass. It can get loose, on fresh tires. It makes it pretty interesting. Should be a lot of fun. It's a lot of trucks on this little track. I know we've seen a lot of cautions. Hopefully these guys can clean it up tonight as we see somebody spinning. No, don't go back up there. Bam. Hopefully these guys can clean it up tonight and we can go not I-pacing but I-racing. I have faith in them. The two Lowe's trucks always seem to find each other on track, and I guess nothing changes. They are side by side. Look at these speeds. Look at those top two guys right there. I mean, they're tied for time. Like, let me see if I can see. Yeah, I mean, from what I can see, they're tied for time exactly. So that must go to the thousands. And then, third, fourth, tied, fifth. I mean, this should be a really, really good race. I really enjoy the racing here. It's difficult. Tire wear is pretty bad. You've got to be really technical and take care of your stuff to be able to get a win here at IRP. Should be a lot of fun tonight. I'm pretty excited for it. Broadcast did start a little bit late. We were in the driver's meeting giving these guys a pep talk, trying to talk them into giving you guys a better show. I think they should be able to do it. So we're going to qualifying here in about 2 minutes. We'll get all, I think we've got 40 trucks. Yeah, we'll get all these 40 trucks sorted out. Get this race under. We're in the driver's meeting giving these guys a pep. Oh. had the broadcast come up on me. That's cool. I can hear myself talk. I don't want to hear myself talk. Oh, I see people spinning there. That is a risk. More so, at the beginning of a run on fresh tires, you'll see, it's there's more opportunity to spin. The truck's looser going in, truck's looser going out. Once we get into these long runs and the tires wear, not that you can't spin it, it's just, I want to say more difficult to do. It's not as easy to do. The trucks on fresh tires, on cold tires, just the back end wants to come out. You get on the brakes too hard, the back end comes out. You get on the gas too hard coming out of the corner, the back end comes out. Once the tires wear, the truck kind of pushes to the wall. You start to wear on that front right pretty good. The time slow down. So once the tires wear, we should see a lot less cautions. A lot of really good racing. Oh, as you can see, Scott right there just sent it into the corner, and exactly what happened. That back end just came out on him. This guy needs a good run. Eric's been fast all season. Just not had the results. Things haven't went his way. Another guy, Chris Wold, right there in the. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd you go, Chris? There he is. He's back. Chris in the 32 truck needs a good run. Chris, because of work obligations and such, Chris was forced to miss the first couple weeks. So Chris is down there in points and not locked his way in. And I'm looking at the broadcast here. What you guys are looking at, that quality doesn't look very good. We'll have to work on that for next time, guys. I'm sorry about the, I don't know what's going on with the stream there and why it's not crystal clear, but we'll look into that and see what we can't figure out for you. See all these guys wrecking here in practice. Now's the time to do it. There we go. Qualifying, let's see who comes out first. Kyle coming out here. Jerry's out on track. Looks like he needs sponsorship money. I think that's what that says. Ray out here. Eric's out on track. A guy that was, oh, what are you doing, Scott? I was about to talk about you. There's Scott. He's resetting. Guy that's been fast all season. Scott's come out and said, hey, look, guys, I'm here to take this thing home. Been fast all season, not necessarily got the results he's really wanted, was fast again in practice, so we'll see how Scott does tonight. It's a long race. 150 laps at a short track can go by fast if it's clean, but it's long. Last year's champ jumped up to the top of the chart. Cody Meadows with his first lap. 22.4s. Reed jumping up there. Garrett jumping up there. This guy's coming around for a second. Got to keep it out of the wall. They hit that wall. It doesn't count. Well, we've seen Kyle just jumped up there with a 22.1. Let's see. We'll follow this guy around. Scott was really fast in practice, so I'm curious to see. Already jumped up to third with his first lap. You know, you get that good speed in your first lap. You know you can take risks with your second. You can take a chance of hitting that wall to try to put down that really, really fast lap. Oh, and that's what he did. Spun it around. Still coming out fourth. That's a pretty good starting spot. Scott's still on track. Let's see. Roscoe's done. Here he's done. Let's go down here. Ray. Yet to put in a time. I wonder if Ray might have hit the wall or something on his first lap and it didn't. If you hit the wall, it doesn't register your time, so you got to have a clean lap. There's Ray got his lap in. 29th. Oh, Jason Higginbotham jumping up here. That was his first, so we'll see what Jason can do on his second. I see him kind of sideways coming out of the turn there. He was pushing. Jumped up to second. That 1-2's holding up so far. Andy Quirk out here, currently in 11th, having a good qualifying run. See if Andy can stick it in the top 10 here on his second lap. Looks like Andy will stay in 11th. It's another guy that needs a good run. Ed's had the not very good luck so far this season. Ed jumps all the way up to 5th place on the chart. That's a fast second lap there for Ed. Oh, as soon as we go to him. Coleridge, that's not where you want to be. Not in the wall, pal. Another guy that's pretty dang fast in these trucks. Oh, and in the wall. Quit going to people. Mark, I'm sorry, I'm about to come to you. Don't put it in the wall. Oh, Mark's already done. Oh, shoot. I don't see anybody else on track. Is Mark going to come out and get another lap? Give us something to watch? He is. See if Mark actually gets a second lap in here. I'm not sure. We weren't watching Mark long enough to see if he got a first lap. Kind of in, but hit the wall, so it didn't give him a time. I'm not sure. Coming out of 4 here. See if he gets a time. Yeah, puts Mark up to 22nd. It's better than nothing. Man, 40 trucks. Track is quiet for now. Won't be for long. There we go. Let's see. So there it is. Kyle Nadeau, front row Kyle Nadeau on the front row. Got the pole. 22-1-2-3. That's pretty dang fast. Jason Higginbotham coming in second. William Kern third. Cody Meadows, last year's champ, starting in fourth. Ed Jurgen all the way up there in fifth. Scott Clemens Baker in sixth. Chris Harefield seventh. Chris Dean Machine in eighth. Stephen Hine in ninth. Joey Signs in 10th. Chris Bold, your normal broadcaster, is in 11th. Andy Cork in 12th. Oh, sorry, guys. I was unprepared. I was just busy reading. There we go. Gary Bowman in 13th. Crank Bell 14th. Reed Wyman in 15th. Garrett Johnson 16th. Coleridge Finnemore 17th. Roscoe Koblenz, Leroy's relation, apparently. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask Leroy, but Roscoe is in 18th. Chris Wheeler 19th. John Fletcher 20th. There's Leroy in 21st. Mark Morton 22nd. Craig Schroeder. Sorry, Craig. 23rd. Eric Anderson back there in 24th. Stevie Music 25th. Jerry Isaacs 26th. Jarrett Kimley 27th. Dave Gainforth 28th. John Ross 29th. Chris Letts in 30th. Larry Brunner in 31st. Dalton Carter 32nd. Ray Richer in 33rd. Kendon Cook 34th. Paul Turner 35th. Judd Danielson 36th. Where we go? Doug Wysocki 37th. Mike Donahue 38th. George Cushman in 39th. And Matt Kopp rounding out the field in 40th. These guys are starting to roll out. See, it looks like Kyle might be taking the top line there. What I'm seeing, maybe. Man, and those, it's going to go quick, guys. That pit lane, excuse me, the lights are off on the pit car. That's what I was trying to say. Maybe not. Maybe we'll go around another lap. I really like this camera. Somebody watching in the stream, let me know what you think of this camera, because at this short track, it seems like you can see more of the stuff with this camera. So if this one sucks to watch on TV, let me know. I'll change it. But I really like this camera. But here we go. Kyle Nadeau starting on the outside lane. Got a pretty good start. Jason's going to hold strong on that inside, but that outside, this is where it's dangerous, guys, is on these fresh tires. These trucks want to get loose when you get back in the gas, but that outside is definitely the way to go here. It's different than most tracks. See, his teammate Cody Meadows is going to follow him through on the outside. We got a caution. Lap 2, I heard it. These guys get settled. We'll go back and see what happened. Let's see. Looked like it happened back here with Steven. Let's see. That white and red hot truck there on the bottom. It looks like he just got loose. Got her into that inside wall. Hold it down there, Steven. Unfortunate for Steven, but oh, hang on, guys. Hang on. Yeah, looks like everybody got through that pretty clean besides Steven. Not what we want to see, a caution right off the bat, but one truck spin is not terrible. I mean, it's terrible for Steven. Watch what I say, but we didn't take out half the field there, so that could have been a lot worse. I mean, it's a short track. It's, it's a bunch of trucks bunched up. So one little wreck could cause a lot of chaos. So, now I was asking these guys pre-race. I think they can go about 70 laps, so we could get, a two-stop race here. You got 4 sets of tires. The tire fall off is significant. I'm interested to see if they run it out on fuel or if you split it on tires. Obviously, they're going to want to feel out, whether it's a green flag race or if there's a lot of cautions going on in the race. That'll change your pit strategy. The pit entrance here is odd. It's between, I think it's going into 3 if I remember correctly, and then the exit is coming out of 2 on the back stretch. So that could come into play if we get green flag stops. Man, I love this racetrack. I think it's like I'm not good here, but I love to watch races here. You have to pass a different way than we do at normal racetracks. It's not just get under somebody. That's the line, and then you get them out of the turn. Here you've got to almost follow them into the turn, be able to dive under, and then slide job before they come out of the turn. It's just odd the way you have to pass here. It's all about keeping that truck clean, being good on the long run, usually, as long as we have green flag runs, and man, putting it up front at the end. Don't have too many movers and shakers yet. I mean, Cody Meadows is up 2 spots. It's kind of a result of starting on that outside line on the initial start. Now he's going to have to deal with that inside. Scott Clemens Baker back here, he's up a couple spots. Again, I think most of this is, for the most part, the start on the top line. They are doubled up. Yeah, you see that truck going in there on the backstretch. That's where you enter into pit lane. And then here we go through the turn. Now, what's Doug doing down in the pits? What are you doing, Doug? That's interesting. Again, Kyle or Cody got that good start on the bottom, but if you're not in that top lane, it's hard. It's hard to get going on that bottom lane. He slid up in front of Scott there. Got a good run out. Ooh, careful. Whoa. Scott kind of sent it in there. Look back here. Look at that. Side by side by side by side. That's why I like this camera. You can see so much, especially at a track like this. Let's see what that racing looks like. Starting to get pretty single file up here, top 15, 20. Here we are still side by side. I mean, we're looking at 17th here. Roscoe in the 90 truck running in 17th, trying to find him a spot up top. I mean, we're 2 wide halfway through the field. Back up at the front. Kyle and Cody. Cody, keep it out of the wall there, bud. They're just stretching it out. See Cody running a little bit lower line. It may be faster now, but that's going to push on that front right. Just right out by that wall. Craziness. Got up here. Fighting off Jason. It's hard to pass here. It's almost a one-line racetrack. You can pass. It's not easy to do. You have to be careful. See Ed back here. Williams working on him on the inside. It's not always going to get it done because it's that top line that gets the run. You can see there Ed coming out of the corner. William couldn't get that pass done because it's top line. That middle line just pushes you up, so you have to get out of it so you don't put that guy up on the top line in the wall. Just not easy to make a pass. So there, William had to get out of it, and that gave Ed the big run coming down the straightaway. I were William, I'd be trying to find me a spot in that top line. Trying to get by Christine. Oh, he cleared him. Get up, get up. Here, Andy Quirk having a good run so far. He's up 3 spots. Biggest mover of the race so far. Mark Morton. We've seen Mark up front before. 13 laps in, 14 laps in. Mark's up 10 spots already. So Mark is fast in these trucks. Can get it done. Back up here. Looks like Andy's in the wall. That's going to cost him some spots. Just kills your momentum. Saw Joey and Chris get by him there. Just a little tap of the wall. Just a little too high on that line. And shouldn't hurt his truck too bad, though. These trucks are pretty tough here. You can see he banged it pretty good with that front right. But he should be okay. It's a short track. See somebody else look like William Kern in the wall up here. That's going to cost him. Now these trucks, they're pretty tough. It's a short track. Aero doesn't really matter here. Bunch them up a little bit behind Chris. Back up to the front. Kyle's still just up there leading. Cody's following. These guys are teammates in the truck series. So they could just, Cody could just be being patient. Take off some laps. Just be easy on the tires and see if these guys can't pull away. I don't think Scott's going to let them get away too far. Or Jason or Ed, the guys behind them. They all look like they're also just kind of turning laps. Know something about this guy in that 48 truck. He's never just turning laps. Chris is always trying to go to the front no matter where he's at. Back here in the 31, he's back to 9th. Seems to have recovered after he put it in the wall. Doesn't seem to affect his truck too bad. Again, this is about where we'll start seeing tire wear. We're probably 15 laps into this green flag run here. And it's now you'll start to see who can take care of their tires and who struggles with their tires. Let's look back here in the pack. Dave Gain 4th. This is 27th, right behind Eric Anderson. These guys looking like they're what happened? Where'd you go? Oh, we see Gary off track down there. Looks like Gary got it going again. Wish I could see. I'll go back while we're still green and see if we can find out what happened to Gary. Might have to rewind the whole way. Let's see. Oh no, he's already off track there. Here, let's. Everything's going backwards. Get a little help. Looks like Steven may have a little help. Oh yeah, it looks like Gary had to check up for crank there. Steven didn't know, couldn't check up fast enough and just kind of turned him. Gary had to wait for everybody to get by before he could get going again. Yeah, it's tough. Long way to go though. Gary can get it back. And we're under caution. Nothing popped up on my timing and scoring while we were looking at that. Oh, there it is. It's like lap 22. Let's go back and see what happened here. Watch that 43 truck on the inside there. You run that top line so long, and all of a sudden you switch to that very, oh, never mind. Man, Eric's, whoa, there was already stuff in front of him. Holy cow. What happened to those guys? Let's go back and watch Chris. I'm going to rewind like the old school here. See what happened to the... Looks like there was a mess in front of him. Andy's down below. Coming up. Oh, just maybe some netcode checkup. No caution. Holy cow, that was crazy. Then Eric, poor Eric. Those guys were already parked down there from something that didn't cause a caution, and Eric gets sent right down into them. Oh, geez. See Andy in here. Or, I'm sorry, Gary in here. Looks like we saw Crank probably getting some damage repair done. Truck didn't look that bad. Eric's already coming back out. Don't think these guys are a lap down yet. Maybe they are. There's the leader right behind them. I'm not sure. No, I don't think they're a lap down. They may be. I think they stayed on the lead lap. "25 laps in, second caution of the night." You can tell these guys are trying to run it. Everybody's being pretty respectful. It's one little mistake here at a short track, and I mean it's gonna happen. You can't put 40 trucks on a track and expect them to go green. I can promise you that. Not for the lack of these guys wanting to or trying, but everybody's trying to race. Everybody's trying to get up front, man. And there's just not a lot of room. Run through this top 10 real quick. We got Kyle Nadeau in first still, Cody Meadows in second, Scott Clemens Baker in third, Jason Higginbotham fourth, Ed Jurgen fifth, Christine in sixth. I don't think those have changed for a while. Chris in seventh, right where he qualified. Joey Signs in eighth, William Kern in ninth, and Chris Wold in 10th. Leave it there. You can see the trucks coming in behind them. Pick out your favorite driver. You can kind of count and see where they're at. Looks like Kyle is going back to the top again. He likes that top lane on these restarts. Well, the 05 for George, you probably didn't get out in time. Did you? Did you not? You're probably going to have to go back around. George, you're going to have to slow down there, pal. There you go. Okay, we'll get back up to the front because they should be firing off here. I don't remember in this series, but I think the leader has control of these restarts. Yeah, Kyle got a really, really good jump there. Jason kind of came with him. Cody's able to get up into that top line. Scott Clemens Baker's gonna be able to make that pass, I think. Oh, I've got multiple screens, guys. Sorry, I'm able to watch it and you're not. Yeah, Scott got up there into third. Chris in fourth. We got a battle back here. Joey trying to get around Ed. Ed's got a pretty strong truck tonight, but I don't know if he can hold that bottom line. Oh, he slides up right in front of Chris. Chris was nice, gave him the room. Back here, Chris and Chris having a battle. This is for 8th and 9th place. Again, Chris Wold's going to be nice and just give the room, I think. I don't know if he was quite nice there. I think maybe he pushed up, but give him the line. It's a lot safer to not run side by side here. Back up to the front. These two are checking out. There's that camera. Scott's trying to get up there with them. Jason gets a good run in the corner. Joey's trying to look under his teammate Christine. Got Ed right behind him. See, yeah, chaos going on back here. I could see it live. Not sure where that started. All right. Caution number 3, lap 32. Let's get back up here. Let me see where I can see the beginning of this. Looks like maybe Ray. Let's see what happened to Ray here. See, oh, it was happening in front of him. Chain reaction. See Coleridge there on the bottom. Yeah, Ray's just, the 61 got involved with somebody else, and it just checked him up into everybody else, and then just chaos. Oh, there's Gary getting it again. Oh no, hang on, Gary. Doug being able to slow it down. Yep, just chain reaction. It looked like two guys trying to give each other room, and the checkups cause checkups cause checkups. Just an accordion effect. Oh, we've got a whole bunch of trucks on pit lane. We've got these guys involved in this wreck on pit lane, so these guys down here are just trying to, get some of this damage repair done. Maybe taking tires, I'm not sure. See George getting his lap back there finally. So 34 laps in, the leaders still have not pit. It's 150 laps. I mean, you split it into thirds. They're coming at lap 50. We're on our third caution. They've probably only got 25 laps on these tires. That's why they're in the race truck, and I'm sitting up here kind of talking to you guys because I can't do that strategy. Hey, I would like to take a second to give a shout out to our sponsor, Robert, Down and Out Paint Shops. He's a little down and out right now. Hey, man, take care of yourself, get better, get back out here, wreck some trucks and cars with us. It's more fun that way. We sure do appreciate you being the sponsor, and you need to be on the racetrack. More importantly, you need to take care of yourself. So take care of yourself, man. We'll hold it down. We'll see you when you get back. We're thinking about you. Let's run through this top 10 again real quick. Give you a different camera so we can see them. So Kyle there in first. Same story, Cody in second. Scott's worked his way up to third. He got around Jason. Jason in fourth. Chris Dean in fifth. Joey Sign's been strong all season so far this season. He's in sixth. Ed Jurgen in seventh. We got the Chris show. Chris Harefield in eighth. Chris Wold in ninth. And Jerry Isaacs works his way up into the top 10. We are side by side, so these guys are getting ready to go again. And yep, Kyle's right back to that outside. I think that's where I would go as well. That outside line is the one that likes to have the speed. So they all get bunched back up. Jason was trying to stay right there with Kyle, try to get that guess so he could not let Cody slide up. Once again, Cody clears, though. Cody's going to get his way up in there. Jason's going to get that run off. I don't know. Here, I lost my mouse. There we go. There's the battle. Scott's trying not to give that spot up, but that top line is hard to deny. You need that whole turn. Oh, Joey. Oh, that's going to cause a big mess. Yep. Oh, crank. Holy cow. Don't move. Nobody move. Okay, now get going. Yep, that's definitely going to bring out a caution. We kind of caught part of that. Saw Joey, I don't know what happened there, but we saw Joey pop up into the wall, so we'll go back and see if we can't see what happened there. Got a lot of stuff. Let's see if this is it. I just got a lot of red on my screen, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like Joey and Chris running side by side here. Chris Dean. Just some net code, it looked like. For those of you that aren't familiar, that's just going to collect a bunch of people. Oh, Chris Wold down into William. Jeez, yeah. For those of you that aren't familiar, it's just, where these guys are thousands of miles apart and the internet tries to figure out exactly where your truck is. Those guys were just right next to each other. The internet got them. It just said, nope, you're too close, and it sent Joey up into the wall, which collected a lot of good trucks. Let's see what we got going on. We got a bunch of guys on pit lane getting damage repair done. See how bad they're really hurt here. Chris is still on pit lane. I think he's going a lap down currently. Here's your leaders. So Chris is going a lap down trying to get some of that damage repair done. Not what he wanted to see tonight, that's for sure. No, he needs, again, missed those first couple races. He's down there in points. Had a good fast truck. No fault of his own. From what it looked like to me, no fault of anybody's but the internet. Internet bug got him. Chris is still in pit lane trying to get damage repair done. Leaders are in 3 and 4. Paul's coming out. These guys are coming out. Chris's truck must really have taken some damage there to still be sitting down there going 2 laps down now. Let's put Joey's coming back out of the pit lane. Oh, he's coming back down, trying to get more damage repair taken care of. Paul's out. John Ross back there. Eric Anderson I see right there. I mean, these are guys that, you know, these guys have been strong and just had terrible luck so far this season. Most of it, none of their doing. Chris is still sitting there. Holy cow. Yeah, so he's going a 3rd lap down, but we're doubling up here. Getting ready to go back green. 43 laps. We'll be going green with 40 laps into this, or 44 laps into this race. Kind of going by fast for as many cautions as we've had. We'll see if these guys can't clean it up. It'll go by real fast if we just run green. Hey, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on so that way you can get notified every time we go live here on the YouTubes. Going back to green. See, Scott's got that outside line now. Can he keep Cody down there on that bottom? It's like Cody's really good about getting that run on the bottom to get back up into 2nd place. Which could be dangerous later in the race for Kyle if Cody can get that run off. Top group is, they're fighting it out back here. 73 up into the wall. Hang on, hang on. Got it into the wall and off the wall. That's pretty good by Reed there not to collect a bunch of trucks. That guy in 11th, Dave Gainforth, worked his way up quite a bit. Somebody else that likes to work his way from the back to the front. He's only up 8 spots, but Coleridge, not the guy you want to see coming up in your relative. He's up into 9th, so he's up into the top 10. Back up front, Kyle and Cody trying to run away. They don't want to see any more cautions, I can promise you that. They're up here trying to get away from everybody else. It's the safest place to be. Ed's down 2 spots. Our biggest mover of the race right now is Judd here. Truck says 85. I've got him as 29. We'll have to work that out after the race, but he is up 28 spots, I can tell you that. A little damage to the back end. Truck looks pretty clean though. Got Coleridge trying to work on him, trying to get up to that 8th spot. These guys are on old tires, so you can see it's hard to make that pass on these old tires. You need the whole racetrack. Back in here at George, we saw him. He was a lap down a little while ago, trying to work his way back through this field. He's up to 20th spot. Joey Sainz, we saw him running up front up there. He's way back here now. Truck looks fairly beat up. I don't know how, if that damage is affecting him that bad or if it's just that hard to get through this traffic. We saw him get some of it repaired, but and you see all these trucks. Look at Doug's front end's all smashed. These guys have just had bad luck. Back up here to the front. Looks like Cody's catching Kyle a little bit. Chris is still setting in pit lane. I wonder if he's done for the night. Truck's still there getting repaired, but I looked over, guys. I don't see his camera. And we've got a caution again. See Eric Anderson going slow there. Let's go back and see what happened this time. Caution number 5, lap 52. We're looking at that 90 truck. Oreos, Fig Newton. Pulls up in front of Joey. Joey, you can see the fire come out of Joey's truck. He was checking up, trying to get out of it, but Doug. John. Man. I see these guys that are just, it seems like they're involved in everything, and none of it is their fault. Just getting caught up in other people's stuff. It's tough. It's frustrating. I know it's frustrating. So do the leaders come now? I mean, are they? Can they stop it with all these cautions? Can they, can they stay out, hold their track position since it is so hard to pass, and only pit once? Yeah, I mean, I think they're past the entry point here where they would come. I don't see anybody on my board, outside of the top 28, top 27 have not come down. And you see number 28 running there on the inside. He's trying to get out before the pace truck gets there. These other guys coming out right now are going to be a lap down. Yeah, they're going to have to let the field pass. Looks like we'll have 28 trucks on the lead lap. None of these guys have pit yet. 54 laps in. Again, I think the fuel run is about 70 laps, 65, 70 laps, but with all these caution laps, that extends it out to where maybe they can make it on one stop. Maybe that's the plan. I mean, tires are a lot faster here. With all these caution laps, though, I mean, let's see. Kyle's best lap is a 22.66. We'll have to see. I mean, obviously they're under caution right now, but we'll have to see, what they're currently running. I want to say they're, in the 24s probably now, so they're probably, at 2 seconds of fall off. So they're significantly slower, but there's a lot of trucks and it's a small track and there's not a lot of room. I don't know if you can make your way through if you do take tires and go back there, and yes, you'll have fresh tires, but I don't think it'll be beneficial. I think track position is more important. I think these guys think that as well. That's why none of them came in. So I guess I'm just stating the obvious, but got to have that track position here. Lights are out. Pace truck. Kyle once again, like he has all night, taking that top line. See if Jason, keep waiting for somebody in that top line to be able to just kind of stick to Kyle's bumper on these restarts and prevent Cody from getting up into that second spot to where these guys get single file and run away. But we haven't seen anybody be able to do it yet. Jason's gonna try to time it right. Nope, and once again, Kyle and Cody kind of get that good run. They may be in the same room. Like I said, they are teammates, so they could be communicating. Scott there. He's going to get around Jason, just like we saw before. Scott gets around Jason for third. Heck of a battle back here. Well, I went back too far. Look at these guys. And had to check up his run there. There was a truck. Oh, somebody on the wall. You see that accordion effect. No yellow. That's going to hurt some trucks, though. Now we're going to get a yellow out of it. And that all started right up there up front. And these guys back here are paying the price. I mean, we saw it. We saw it happen live. Just that accordion effect. Curious to see if these guys come down this time. Trying to get back up here to where it started. I know we need Coleridge is the one. This is where it's showing me, but I don't think this is the guy we need. I think we're going to see all these trucks just bunch up because of what happened in front of them. Yeah, you can see everybody's checking up, and you just can't see. You know, you see Gary, bad luck, Gary, holy cow. Yeah, bam. Just nowhere to go. Oh, Steven gets Chris. Oh, holy cow. There's Doug just getting in it. I mean, and again, that all happened. Well, here we'll find Coleridge in this. We'll just rewind it because this is where it happened. You know, was with Coleridge and caused the checkup and caused the entire field. And those guys were, you know, 10, 15, 20 cars behind. You know, it happens in front. You see the 7 and the 144, the 48 checks up, the 23 gets turned, and then the whole field behind just starts to check up. And then these guys pay for it. Had nothing to do with it, you know. But those guys are the ones that paid for it, so. Yeah, that's just, that's tough. That's tough. Caution number 6. Again, just a result of, shoot, it's a result of, you know, two guys getting into each other 20 cars ahead of where the mess happened, but they got into each other and caused checkups and caused the accordion effect, and 20 cars later, I mean, you see 5, 6, 7 trucks getting quite a bit of damage from what happened up front. So it's just a product of this kind of racing. I don't know, but I have a feeling we're going to have some review committees post race because I'm sitting here watching it as a third person. I can't hear their driver chat. I can't hear them talking to each other, but I can tell you, I can't tell you exactly who's causing these cautions, so it's hard for me to guess that those guys can tell you and they're on track. See a bunch of guys coming out of the pits. Coleridge is way back here. I bet he hopped into the pits, probably got some of that damage repair done, probably took some tires, I would guess. There's damage everywhere back here. They're back too wide though. Kyle on the outside, Cody on the inside. We've seen this show before. Those two guys right behind them. And then that number 7's moved his way up. And Judd in the 85/29, he's got up there pretty far. Back up to these leaders. Man, Kyle just gets that good start. Looks like, can Jason hold that? Can he hold Cody out of that second spot? He cannot. Jason had a really good start there. Just couldn't, not quite enough to keep Cody out of that second spot. And now he's under fire. Those guys are catching right back up to Cody and Kyle. We've not seen that yet. He is under fire. Scott wants that third spot. I'm sure he wants that second and first spot. Saw Scott push up there. Kind of had to get out of it. Got out of the line. Yeah, you try to run that low line. You can see Scott having to check up there. You try to run that low line and that truck pushes up. And you're just, you know, I mean, you're not trying to wreck your fellow drivers. You just have to get out of it. You lose that momentum. Oh, and we see, hang it. What have we got going on back here? Just chaos again. Caution number 7. I'll have to go back, and we kind of caught that live a little. Judd, I think. Let's see if we can see it with Judd here. Looks like Christine just pushes up just ever so slightly and taps that back in, and Judd, nothing he could do. Slides down in front of Andy. Andy slides down. Joey's going to get in it. Judd does a good job right here. No, keep it off the track. Good job, Judd. See, Coleridge comes all the way to a stop to avoid these guys. These guys are trying to figure out who goes. You go, I go, who goes. And it's heartbreaking for Judd. He was our biggest mover. He was up probably 30 spots at that point. Back to these leaders coming in yet. They have to get fuel sometimes, folks. Sometime you have to get fuel. I'm going to guess they're trying to one-stop it, so they're not coming yet. And the way these cautions have just been falling quite a bit, I think they're expecting a couple more. They're going to wait. Well, we might as well give you an updated top 10. Let's see. There it is. Kyle Lindo, still on the front row, first place. Cody Meadows, just like all night, has been in second. His top 4 has been pretty much about the same all night. Jason Higginbotham, these two guys have swapped spots quite a bit. Scott Clemens Baker, it's been fun to watch. In 5th place, Chris Harefield, working his way up pretty good. Seems like he's got a pretty strong stroke. Little damage on the back there, but shouldn't affect him. Ed up in 6th. Jerry, truck looks pretty clean. Still needs sponsor. He's up in 7th. Chris Dean, see him get involved in that. Last one, front end's just a little wiggly. Jarrett coming out of nowhere. He's up 18 spots in 9th. William Kern's been up here quite a bit. You see Chris pulling down, so that's going to change our top 10. I think Chris probably claimed that. William's going to pull down in 9th, so that's going to put Larry up here, up 21 spots. He's up to 10th. Oh, shoot, we'll keep going for a second. Crank in 11th. Mike here in 12th. Mike on the mic as well. Mr. Dane 4th in 13th. Ray's up 19 spots to 14th. George, got to have a strong truck, man. We saw him a lap down. He's all the way up to 15th, so. Back up here to the front. Guess what? Kyle's going to take the top line. Surprise, surprise, right? Lights are out on the pace truck, so we're going to go back green here. Coming to 72 laps into this race. So again, I'm hearing 65 to 70 on a fuel run. 7 cautions. You know, we're probably, what, 15, 20 laps of caution. These guys are definitely trying to make it a one-stop race. See if Scott can get that good run and keep Cody out of that second spot. Yes, it looks like Scott got a really good restart there. Cody gets a good turn in and just slides up. Man, we've got stuff happening already. I don't know what's going on back there. I had a bunch of stuff pop up. We've got cautions going on. I'm not sure what happened here, guys. Let's let them sort it out. Somewhere back here, something happened. Let's go back and look. John's in the pits. John, you're the one that's coming up red, so we'll see what happened there. We can see, I can see, here comes the guys. They just started the race. You can see Crank's already sideways there. I don't think that was John. Let's see. Crank's good. Just trying to see where this caution came out. You see Dave Gainforth there. Is it already out? Guys, I don't know. I don't know. The only thing it's telling me is that John crashed. I didn't see anywhere that John crashed. Man, it just said that because something happened and he was on the inside, but I don't know. Leader's coming this time? Are they coming in now? It's halfway. We're going halfway here. Let's say, no, I'm going to guess they could have went that time, so. Still no pit stop from Kyle Nadeau. 8 cautions. Halfway through. I hope we don't have 16. I hope these guys can clean it up for the second half. It's a lot of trucks, guys. It's hard. It really is hard to run this many trucks and just run clean, especially on a short track. It's just a difficult thing to do. I don't blame these guys at all. I've been involved in these races where, you just have a full field. One guy makes a mistake, and we've seen it all night. One guy makes a mistake, and then 5 other people pay for it because there's just so many. There's not enough space. You can't get out of the way fast enough. Everything happens so fast. It's a product of a full field, which we're thankful for, and a short track. See Kyle once again on the top side. Same old story, same old song. Top 4 still the same. Tell you what I wanted to do. See if these. Yeah, we're gonna double up this time. So, is it Jason? Yeah. Okay, so I want to ride on with Jason. See what he's seeing when we come to this restart. Because you see Cody there on the inside. Keep sliding up. He gets pretty tight. He really wants to just stay on the bumper of that 97 truck. Not let that 8 truck get up there in that second spot. This guy's right out by the wall. Such a cool view. Looks like he got a really good start. Cody's still going to get his way up in there. Man, that's tough to do. I think Scott's on the inside trying to get that. These guys have been swapping that spot back all night. Scott's trying to get that 3rd place away. I heard later in the run you can run that lower line, but I don't know if it's faster with someone on your outside. I think that's the problem. Maybe if you're solo, if you're alone, you can run that lower line and get a run out, but I don't know. Someone on your outside. You need the whole track. I'm seeing it happen again, guys. Another caution. Caution number 9. Lap 80. See, Roscoe's truck looks pretty beat up. We'll go back and see what happened here. It's showing me that green truck on the outside, the ones that's popping up. But as we've seen all night, just because that's the guy that's popping up doesn't mean that's the guy that did it. It's just a result of something that happened in front of him. Not this time. Looks like, who was that was on his inside? I don't know who the red truck was, but yeah, that definitely looked like two trucks trying to be in the same place at the same time, and it didn't work out very well. Who's back on track? That 32 truck. He figures with all these cautions, and have some trucks start dropping out, he can gain some spots. Chris is quite a few laps down here. Trying to see. It's not showing me. I'm not smart enough to see. Chris is quite a few laps down. Just got some fuel, hoping that it'll go to the end. Everybody else will have to stop. Might as well. Leaders still haven't come in. Now, I know we're not supposed to do math, but man, I think you can probably make it from here, can't you? So, I don't know. Man, I'm stumbling over myself here. I really think I would have came in by now. But again, I'm not out here running up front, so who am I to question the guy that's leading the race? But you definitely don't want to put yourself back in that pack. You can see it's just, again, the accordion effect. You know, something happens to one guy. Oh, tricking him. Top two coming in. It's like Jason Higginbotham stayed out. Jerry's staying out, so only got 3 trucks. These guys are going to put themselves, you know, they're going to go pretty far back in the field if those are the only 3 coming down pit lane. Oof. Yeah, that changes everything. I mean, we've seen those 2 up front the whole time. Here they are on pit lane. Getting tires. They're going to have fresh tires, but man, they're going to be back there in the back. They better be careful. It's a scary place to be. Coming out, you've got to stay down by that yellow line until you get to the back stretch before you can actually come out onto the track. Guys, that switches it up. Puts Jason Higginbotham in first. We've seen him up here fighting all night. What happened to Scott? How'd Scott get way back here? I'm not sure. Wonder if he pit before and I missed it. Scott's all the way back in 17th. Sorry, Jason up in first. Jerry in second. Jarrett Kinley in third. William Kern in fourth. Crank all the way back up to 5th. Larry in 6th. Coleridge in 7th. Mike in 8th. Leroy in 9th. And George up to 10th. Saw him a lap down earlier. So we'll see how Jason's been watching Kyle do these restarts, so see if he learned anything. William there on the outside. Is he going to be able to get a good enough restart to keep Jerry on the inside? Jerry got a really, really good start there. That should be at least enough for him to slide up and take that second spot. Oh, you got to trust that guy behind you, man, not to give you the jump there. Jason's been able to run it out. We've seen he's really fast. And that brings a whole new bunch of players into this. When these guys get it stretched out here, I'll just point out. There you see Kyle. He was up front all nice and safe. Now he's 3 wide back here in 19th, 20th, 25th. You know, see his teammate Cody there to his outside. Like these guys just, they have to be careful coming through this pack. You know, they've got fresh tires. They're faster than everybody, but last thing you want to do is, you know, mess up these trucks that have been up front all night. And back up to the front. Jason he's running away from them. He's pretty glad Kyle and Cody pit. See Jerry there in second. Williams right on his butt. He wants that second spot. Right behind him is Jarrett. So that's a pretty tight battle with Coleridge coming there. Crank. Oh, we've got caution number 10. Jeez, old Pete. Trying to see. Trying to see. So let's try right here and see what happened to Ray. Ray's the orange and silver 57. And you see Cody and Kyle right behind him. See, it looks like the 92 got the 73 sideways. Tried to straighten him out. Straighten him out right into Ray. Flipped it over Cody. Where is Cody now? Got a bunch of leaders pitting. I'll get there in a second. I want to see what happened. Yeah. Okay. So we go back up here. So these guys did not pit. You got Coleridge. You got Crank. I want to say Christine's already been on the pit lane. We know Crank has trying to get damage repair. So some of these guys that had damage, look at George, was a lap down up here in fourth. So they did not pit. Then you go back to Jason, who did pit. Jerry, William Kern, these guys can all go to the end. But again, just like we talked about with Kyle and Cody, they're back there in the thick of it now. You got to get, you got to work your way through. They're not quite as bad. They're in 15th. Jason's in 15th. Jerry 16th, so not quite as bad. See Cody and Kyle. Cody's truck looks pretty clean. He could have got, there's net code where it sends these trucks careening into the wall for no reason. He may have got the benefit of net code the other way, and when he went through that truck, it may not have damaged his truck too bad. I've seen it happen both ways. More often than not, it gives you the damage, but Cody may be, his truck looks pretty clean to me, so maybe a little luck's on his side tonight. This is not the guy you want to see up front. I'm not sure if Coleridge is pit. Unfortunately, I don't have all my tools open to be able to see that. Sure, if Chris was in the booth, he could tell me instantly, but I'm not sure. This guy has the ability to just run away from you. He always finds his way out front. Last season's Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup champion. A couple seasons ago, he was the champion in this Tuesday Night Thunder. He can definitely get it done. Interesting to see. Man, we've got a bunch of different players, and there's Scott right back up there. He wants to get up to that front. He's got a fast truck. It's just so hard to pass. He really wants to get up there and take that front spot. Lights are out. Coleridge is taking the top. See some players that haven't been up here yet. I see Leroy back there. He's up 16 spots. George is my favorite one to watch right now. George is up 36 spots. Like I said, we saw him a lap down earlier, so for him to be up there, that's pretty cool. Coleridge and Crank got a good run off. Crank's just going to slide up in that line. Looking under Coleridge coming out of the corner here. Well, Coleridge is into the wall. Oh, Crank Bell. Tried to stick it in there. Knew he couldn't. Had to back out of it. Side by side for first. Holy cow. Yeah, you saw Crank push up. Had to get out of it. Slide back up in line, man. They're side by side behind you. You can pull away from them. Oh, I see a whole bunch of red. We've got caution. We'll go back here and see what happened. Caution number 11, lap 96. Let's see what we got. We're watching this pink truck right in front of Jason. Some of these guys, these are the guys that just pit. Looked like Dave may have just checked up more than what Jason had anticipated. Oh, and they just blocked the track. nowhere to go. Dave's going to go for a ride. Man, look at all those guys just bundling in there. Dave's up here flipping. Look at that. Holy cow. It's a parking lot. Jeez, that's a lot of good trucks. Just a product of the way that spin was. Holy cow. I mean, I was looking, Joey here is showing in 17th. These guys aren't that far back. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That affected a lot of people. I mean, I'm seeing, it looks like 18th is in the pits getting damage repair, and that's 18th. So Andy kind of get a part of that. Jason's in front of him in 16th. He definitely got a part of that. Leroy's truck looks pretty clean. Pulling down, I'm not sure what's going on there. We've got 13th in the pits. Man, guys, holy cow, that was... Yep, that one was a mess. I mean, just 2 trucks sideways. Nowhere to go. You can't get on the brakes that fast. I mean, you can get on the brakes that fast, but you're not going to stop that fast to avoid a clogged track like that. Looks like Eric's going to get the wave around here. Currently in 28th. Waiting for them to wave Eric around. I imagine he's got to be. See those guys coming out of pit lane. They're going to have to drop to the back of the field. Didn't beat the pace car. It's going to put you in the back. And a lot of carnage tonight. A lot of it. I mean, a lot of it is a lot of guys getting tore up trucks because of no fault of their own. Something happens 15, 20 spots in front of them and just accordions up. Accordion, blah. It just stacks up. How's that? And they're the ones paying for it. I mean, geez, a lot of beat up trucks. I'm looking back here, back towards the end of the pack, and this is 19th. Guys, we started 40 trucks. William Kern, currently shown in 24th, is still in the pits, so that's why that guy in that beat up 32 is out there, because he can gain a bunch of spots with all these wrecks. But here we go. Coleridge gets a good start. Christine on the outside, so that's Crank's teammate. Kind of let him in, I think, or Crank made him let him in. Are they going to go 3 wide for second here? Holy jeez. Scott, we know Scott's got a really fast truck. Sees his opportunity to get to the front. It's just hard. It's hard to pass. Oh, Christine got sideways there. Give Cody Meadows a shot to get up under him. Chris isn't going to give up that spot that easy, though. I can promise you that. Caution again. Caution again. Caution number 12. Let's see what happened back here with Reed. George getting out of it. Reed's in this 73 truck. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know if maybe he got loose and was trying to catch it. I'm not sure. Not sure what happened there, Reed. I don't know. Don't know. Tell you who likes seeing these cautions now is this guy. Also, that 8 truck and that 97 truck trying to work their way back up to the front. Both trucks look pretty clean. Kyle's got a little damage on the front of his truck. Not too bad. He's met somebody's bumper a couple times maybe. This guy, it's only a matter of time before Scott takes home one of these one of these races. He's up front every week. Truck looks really clean. Just, I mean, those two guys in front of him. I gotta tell you, Crank, I hope you don't watch this replay back or the broadcast back because I don't want you to know this. But that's, I mean, that 14 truck, that 48 truck right there behind Scott. Those are two of the hardest guys to pass in the entire league. Neither one of those guys are going to let you have it easy. They're not going to race you dirty, but they are not going to give you that spot. They're just not. It seems like they can make their trucks twice as wide as anybody else. They're hard to pass. Scott's got to get by one of them and keep one of them behind him, so that he's got his hands full with those two. We're going to go green here with, what, 43 laps to go. Again, it looks like 15 trucks back here running still. I mean, there's 16 going in the pits. I mean, we've got more than that on track, but these guys are laps down, so. Check back here, like 25th is on. Oh, you see Jason there in 23rd was running up front. Truck speed up, he's on pit lane. Gary's had just a rough night. Eric up here in 21st, again, had a rough night, but I mean, you keep going, you gain some spots. That's what he's doing. Looks like Coleridge is prepared. Probably told Crank he's going to take that outside on this restart. Scott wants to take it 3 wide for the restart. Probably not a good idea, Scott. I'm rooting for these guys. We can run the rest of this green, can't we? Go 41 laps. Did it at the beginning of the race. We can do it at the end of the race. And we're off. Coleridge gets a good start. Crank got a pretty dang good start there in second. It's going to put him into the corner side by side. Crank's going to have to get in that top line if he wants to hold that second spot. Christine is going to get a heck of a run. There he goes. Garrett there trying to look under Cody. Like Cody's trying to look under Chris. Like Crank was in the wall. Give Scott a run here for second. It's going to let Coleridge run away from these guys. Oh, we see a lot of wiggling back there. Can Scott clear? He does. Scott up to second. Can he run down Coleridge is the question. Does Coleridge have enough fuel to make it to the end? That is also the question. He's got a really big lead on Scott back here. And then look at that. Cody Meadows. Saw him up front early. Well, in second. I think he's got fresher tires than most of these guys. He's going to do what he can to get back up there to the front. I don't know if he has enough time or enough tire by the time he gets there to pass these front two, but he's going to give it a shot. Got to keep it out of the wall, Cody. Looks like Crank's in the wall again back there. And again. Oh. Hang on to it, Kyle. Bang, bang. Yeah, that's going to bring out a caution. Saw that. Kyle went. I'm just going to jump right back to it. Crank got in the wall. Kyle there was trying to get around Crank, but Chris was there. See Jerry sneak through there. Kyle banging the wall. Andy, Leroy, nowhere to go. He had him locked up. You saw that. Here comes some more guys. Gary, watch out. Split it. There you go. These guys start getting them going. Unfortunate there. Kyle led that many laps, and it's going to be hard pressed to get back to the front now. That puts him back in 13th, and he is in the pits. Oh, we saw. Is that the leader? Is that Coleridge in the pits? It is. So he had not pit yet. So there we got Coleridge coming out now. That's going to put this guy. It's going to, I mean, I know we've got Cody Meadows right behind him, but this is going to be a battle for these two. Scott has been fast all night, just not had the track position. So I'm interested to see what he can do with this track position now. If he can just stretch it out, I think he's gonna have a hard time getting away from Cody. I mean, we know Cody can get it done in these trucks. He won the championship in these trucks last season, but man, it fell into Scott's hands. You know, we're probably gonna go green. 31 laps to go. I mean, Scott will take, he'll take 10 more of these cautions because, all he's got to do is run a few laps and hold that first spot. But not me. I don't want 10 more cautions. I'm sure you guys don't want 10 more cautions. These drivers don't want 10 more cautions. Yeah, that's tough. Look at George back here. Had a good run, got himself up there, got some of that damage. He's back in the pits. Joey's in the pits. Oh, we haven't done it in a while. Let's run through this top 10 for you. Let's see. It's like we talked about. Scott Clemens Baker worked his way to the front. Cody Meadows, we saw him get that pit cycle, off cycle, had to work his way back up front. Chris Dean, he's been up here all night, guys. He, don't count this guy out. He's tough. Chris will do what it takes to get it done. Chris Harefield, we saw him involved in that stuff with Kyle. He's been fast all night. Jerry up 21 spots back to the front. He's up in 5th. Ed Jurgen in 6th. Ed, we saw him have some bad luck earlier. I think we saw everybody have bad luck. Larry, we haven't really talked about Larry too much tonight. Truck looks fairly clean. A little damage on the front, but not too bad. Up in 7th. The fastest chicken in the South. Sneaky, sneaky. Paul's truck looks really clean. He's in 8th. There's Coleridge, who was just your leader. Only drops back to 9th. Not too bad. Crank in 10th. They're double up here, but I want to call somebody out here. Craig, if you go back and watch this, man, give me some numbers. Come on, Craig. Come on, Craig. Okay, that's all I got. Craig, put some numbers on your truck. Don't make them the same color. Okay. We're green. Scott got a really good run there. Oh, man, we checked up big time back here. What's going on? 3 wide coming out of the corner. That's not fun. Something's got to give. Looks like, oh, they're 3 wide behind him, too. Jeez, oh, Pete. These guys are, and they know we're coming down to it. They're getting after it now. Look at this, just sending it. Looks like Chris got around Cody. I'm seeing back here these guys beating and banging on each other. Coleridge's going to jump around Jerry for 5th. Back here at Paul on the inside of Ed. Ed's not going to give him the line. You see Crank had to check up. Garrett had to run. These guys are getting after it. But Scott, I'm telling you. Oh, Cody got back around Chris. I see that now. Scott's just looking in his mirror, counting those laps down, wanting to run away with this thing. I've seen him up here up front. I think pretty much every race we've done so far. Here we are, week 4. Not sure that we've had Scott on the podium. Scott better watch out, though. It looks like the guy behind him is chasing him down. Let's see if we can... I wish I could get it not to say that 20th place, but look at that gap between 1 and 2. I think Cody might have just gotten to the wall. And caution come out, so never mind on the gap. That's going to benefit this guy back here. He's got the freshest tires of the bunch. He got through, you know, he came up, where was he? 8th, 9th, 10th when we restarted. Coleridge is up to 5th, so watch out, guys. Scott did not want to see that. He just wanted to keep running away with it. See what happened to Mike back here. Right behind Chris Wold. We're watching that 50 truck. Looks like he's all alone. Could have been something that happened in front of him that caused it. Oh, no. Oh, I wonder if that was just a... Did he downshift? That truck just turned on him. And then Kendon had nowhere to go. Bang. Yeah. I don't know why that truck just turned on him. Something broke. Maybe he was shifting. I ran a little practice here. I didn't shift. I don't know. Maybe he can. 14 cautions. Oh, look, Carter's in the chat. Yeah, Carter, it's not been that bad. I mean, I know we're 14 cautions in. Really, it's been, you know, it's been a checkup in the 5th spot, causes a caution in the 20th spot. So it's just accordion. You know what it's like at these tracks, IRP. Just like me, this is the one that's actually technically closest to you. So I'm sure you've driven here quite a bit. But yeah, it's just, you know, 40 trucks on track, man. Something happens up front, bunches everybody up. By the time you get to the 25th place spot, they don't check up fast enough, and it just clogs the track, and everybody gets involved. I mean, I think we've got, looks like 16 trucks on the lead lap, and there's your last truck on the lead lap. It looks like Joey is got quite a bit of damage. I'm not sure. Eric back here. Eric's in 17th. Tell you what, Chris was in 39th, set in the pits, got some damage repair, got involved real early in those cautions, and he's up to 33rd because he stuck with it and all the mess that we've had tonight. So what happened to Cody Meadows? Why is he in the pits? Could he not make it on fuel? What is going on here? I don't see him taking tires. Oh, he is taking tires. That's going to put him back to what, 16th? '15th, 16th. Looks like Jarrett's in the pits as well. So we'll put Cody back in 15th. We're going to go green with 21 to go. I'm sure Scott can make it. I'm sure everybody can make it here on fuel. Cody had to think those tires were going to help him, but man, the only reason I could see that he should have went in the pits is if he couldn't have make it on fuel. I don't see how he couldn't have. That track position is way too important here. That really only helps. The guy that helps is that 23 truck. I mean, he's got way fresher tires than everybody else. He's been fast. And that moves him up just one more spot. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to go green here. Scott controls it. We're going to go green with 21 to go when we cross the line. Fired off really late in that restart zone. Yeah, he got a good run out. Christine, you see him there on that top line. He's going to get that good run on Chris. I'm not going to watch that one. No, you need that top line for that run. Coleridge is going to stick his nose in there and just pinch Chris down. See Ed in the wall back there. Got it out of the wall. Didn't get into anybody. Jerry's going to look under Chris. Don't know that he can make that work on the bottom. This guy's going to try to make it work on the bottom. That's what these fresh tires might be able to do for you, but still, you need the whole racetrack here to be able to get that run. Coleridge trying to work that very bottom. Just can't get off the corner. Keep doing that enough times, though. You'll work. I can't talk. I got tongue-tied. You'll work your way a little bit ahead every lap, and then eventually you'll be able to complete that pass. So we see that's what Coleridge is doing there. Now he's got it slide up in front of that 48. 48's either going to give him a shot in the bumper or try the crossover. One of the two. Coleridge. Tell you what, Scott better run. Coleridge is coming. Last thing Scott wants to see now is a caution. He doesn't want those fresh tires right next to him. See if we can see this gap now. Still showing the last place. I got to figure out how to make that stop. See at 0.6 and it's shrinking. Coleridge is coming with 17 to go in under a half second. And there it just got bigger, so I can see Coleridge coming into screen there. See if this camera will give us a good idea. There you go. You see Coleridge coming into screen. These two guys have really checked out. I think we should do this and see if that truck's getting bigger. Yeah, you can see him just pull up to Scott there. We'll see what Scott's, I mean, this is what he's seeing out of his mirror is that 23 truck. Scott's going to try to make his truck as wide as possible. It is not easy to pass here. He's not going to let Coleridge get by easy. Coleridge give him a little bumper. Scoot him up a little bit. Let's look back here. Chris has got a pretty good hold on third place here. This is where the battle is. Look at that. Cody Meadows restarted in 15th. He's currently up to 6th already. I don't know that he has enough time to get back up to those guys up front, but man, his fresh tires are showing. Pretty hard to get by these guys when they're battling themselves. He's going to try to stick it on the outside of Jerry there. Jerry's going to give him enough room to do so. Sounds like Cody just wrecked him. Yeah. Yep, and 15th caution. 12 to go. Kind of saw it live there. It looked like Cody got loose and Jerry gave him room. Cody got loose and got into Jerry, and yeah, sent Jerry spinning to the inside. Let's see if we can go back and see what happens here. Yeah, Cody just, and again, man, that net code's nasty tonight because there was room there, not much, but there was room there, and that just turned Jerry sideways, turned Jerry back into him. Jerry keep it off the inside wall, for the most part. Probably didn't hurt the truck too bad. Dropping back to, looks like 14th place. He definitely needs a sponsor now. He's got to fix that truck. Truck doesn't look too bad. Tell you who didn't want to see that. It's that 81 truck. I guess we can get this battle box out of here. That 81 truck did not want to let Coleridge up next to him. So I'm not supposed to root as the announcer here. I'm not supposed to root for anybody. But man, we've seen Scott up front. Uh-oh, did we just lose the stream, guys? I see that notification down there in the bottom of my screen. If you can see that, it told me that my stuff disconnected. So the stream may have blipped a little bit. I think we're back. Still 9 to go. And Scott's going to have to get the restart of his life, I think. Like Coleridge is, if you've not raced with Coleridge or have not been around long enough to watch us quite a bit, Coleridge is he's fast. He's really good. He'll race him clean. I'll tell you that. I see Trinity in the chat. Trinity, Coleridge is going to race him clean. It's not going to wreck him on purpose. But man, he's fast. That guy is fast in everything we race. So that's Scott did not want to see this caution. See, we're going to go green with like 6 to go here. Six to go. Let's see. Again, this helps this guy out. I know I like to talk about Chris. Chris is the other broadcaster. If you don't watch the other nights, he's a much better broadcaster than the one you currently have. Man, he got involved in that first caution, and he's all the way up. Where's Chris? 27th place. Let's see. What's he doing down there? It's on TV. Chris, wave. Say hi. Come on, Chris. Do it. No, he's not going to wave at us. See Chris there. That benefits him quite a bit. Okay, get him out of here. Get back up to this battle up front. We are lining up. This should be good, guys. Oh, I'm excited. Holy cow. Go 6 to go. Scott controls this restart. I want this camera. I like this camera. Oh, he got a really good jump there. Coleridge going to be able to slide up in front of Chris. That's Scott's best friend right there, is that 48 truck. Going to hold Coleridge down for at least a half a lap. Man, Coleridge gets a really good run through 1 and 2 there. Right on Scott's bumper. Scott, you got to make that truck 4 trucks wide. Oh, I hear spinning tires. Caution number 16. 16. Let's see what we got here. Scott's like, geez, guys, can we just get this over with already? All right, let's go back and see what happened to Garrett running. I think he was running like 5th or 6th. Garrett running the middle lane. Did we get kind of 3 wide there? Yeah. And you just can't hold that bottom middle. Man, that's tough trying to go 3 wide there. Crank obviously got into him, but there's nowhere to go on that bottom. Truck pushes up. Tell you what, yeah, I see Carter talking about it in the chat. This guy involved in that accident not too long ago. Seems like it was 1-2 cautions ago. I don't know. There's so many I forget now. Already back up there in 4th. He's going to be fighting for that podium with Chris Dean. He's going to be on the outside. He's going to have the preferred line, so this will be an interesting battle to watch. Let's run through this top 10 real quick. Let's run through them real quick if I can get all my buttons. So Scott up here looking in his mirror, not wanting any more cautions. He wants this thing over. He wants to stay in front of Coleridge. But Scott in first. Coleridge up 15 spots in second. Chris Dean been up here all night. Chris Dean is in third. Cody Meadows right where he started. He's in fourth place. Chris Harefield, another one that's been up here pretty much all night. He's in fifth. Craig, put some damn numbers on your truck. Craig, where's your numbers? Come on, Craig. I don't see no numbers on that truck. Okay. Craig's in sixth. Ed Jurgen in seventh. George, once again, front to the back, to the lap, down to the front, to the back. He's back up in eighth. Andy Cork having a really good, solid night. We've seen him get involved in a couple things. He's in ninth. Paul, truck still looks as clean as ever. Fastest chicken in the South. He is in 10th. So there's your top 10, guys. Are we going green, white, checkered here, maybe? Natural green, white, checkered, maybe? Let's see when we cross this line. Yeah, so this is the one green, white, checkered we will get tonight. This is the one. These guys get one shot at a green, white, checkered, and I believe this is it. So after this green comes out, if a caution comes out before the white flag, race is essentially over. They'll have to pace around, but the field is frozen there. Once the white flag comes out, a caution should not come out. We've seen it happen a little bit, but this track's short enough. Once Scott or the leader crosses the white flag, that's the race. Let's see. Oh, I saw him get bunched up there behind Cody. Scott gets a pretty good run off. Coleridge to his inside. His best friend, Scott's best friend now, is Cody Meadows out there with those fresh tires. He's going to give Coleridge everything he can handle on that outside. These guys are leaning on each other. Scott's loving it looking in his mirror. Oh, and they bang. Cody Meadows is sideways. Up into the wall, no caution. Here comes Scott around. Back stretch. 2 more turns for Scott Clemens Baker. Scott's going to get it done. Coming around to the checkered flag. Scott finally gets it done. Finally. Not that I was rooting, but finally gets it done. Coleridge comes home in second. Chris Dean, we talked to him, what was it, last week? Here he is in third. Man, that was fun. Man, that was long. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to find these drivers. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. We got him while he's still doing donuts. Scott, man, what a race. We've seen you up front, I think, in every race we've had this season. Finally, we get to talk to you, get it done. Congratulations, man.
Woo, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that was, I don't know what to say about that race, but I'm just glad to have not gotten any damage and been able to stay up front.
Yeah, truck looks pretty clean. We saw you there early in the race with the 97 and the 8 in front of you. It looked like it was hard for you to get past those guys. You and the 144 had a pretty good battle for a long time, and then cautions and pit stops and different strategies, and you find yourself up front. What were you thinking those last, I don't know, the last 2-3 cautions? Were you just wanting to get it done, get it over with?
Oh, yeah, I was just hoping we could get a green run to the end. I saw Cody, he had fresh tires behind me. I was just hoping he would be held up with the cars behind on older tires and prayed that he couldn't get up there. And Coleridge did a nice job helping me out on the inside. Thank you to him and everyone at ProRev. Man, yeah, what a race.
I got to say it, I was rooting for you. I think it's because we've seen, like I said, we've seen you up front in every stinking race and not been able to get it done. So, man, congratulations. That was an awesome race. I know it was a lot of cautions, but, short track racing, it happens, right? But that was fun to watch. That was a fun battle up front. Hey, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know you kind of gave some thank yous, but I'm sure you got more.
Yeah, that was a great race. Thank you to everyone in the race. Hopefully we can keep it clean going forward a little bit more. Want to say thank you to the guys at ProRev, Coleridge, keeping it clean at the end. Thank you to you, Mike, for the broadcast and everything you do. And then thank you to our sponsor, Down and Out Paint Shop, for supporting the series. Thank you to everyone watching, supporting me. And yeah, excited yet to win.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. Hey, hopefully we'll be talking to you next week. Maybe this will kick off a string of podiums here. I know you've been up there trying to earn them. Finally got one done. Congratulations, man.
That's the plan. Thank you.
All right, kick Scott out here. Pull in Coleridge. Coleridge, holy cow, man. I thought you were going to get it done. Those cautions kept coming out. I know that. Shoot, there's too many cautions to count. The caution before or before that, you had a really good run. Looks like you were going to run them down, and then I think those cautions kind of hurt you there. But man, what a race.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one, for sure. There was a lot of ups and downs throughout the race, but we were able to kind of battle through some of the challenges and get away with an okay finish.
Now, I heard that this was your first time racing here, so what's your impressions?
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. It's a fast-paced track, but unfortunately, I like a couple lane track, and it seems like this track on a long run, you can't run on the bottom lane. I started from the back of this race and tried to run the apron a few times, and I was able to pass a few guys, but when we got on a long run, I just couldn't quite make the pass on them. I could make time, but I couldn't make the pass. So I enjoy it for the first time here. I probably won't run a whole lot of it, but it was enjoyable while we were here.
Awesome. Well, hey, dude, it was fun watching you come through the field as always, like you do every time we watch you. I really thought you were going to catch them there, and then those cautions kind of hurt you. But hey, congratulations on another podium, man. And we'll turn it over to you, let you give your thank yous.
Appreciate it. I want to start off by thanking the sponsor of this, Down and Out Paints. I forget the name of the leader of it. I heard he got injured, so we're racing kind of for him tonight, hoping he's better soon. Want to thank you, Mike. You've been doing a great job broadcasting these, allowing Chris to come out of the booth, which is dangerous sometimes, but glad to have you there to replace him. Want to thank my team. Scott got the win, so that's good. Chris Dean, good job for him in third. I had a little incident with Cody, so I apologize with him. I thought we were gonna keep it straight, but unfortunately lost a few spots. So apologies go out to him. Want to thank friends, family, everybody watching. Hope we put on a good show.
All right, Coleridge. Congratulations, man. Maybe we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
All right, kick him out. Let's grab Chris Dean. Chris, this is
Howdy.
2 podiums in a row. I know we just talked to you, it seems like.
Yeah, we did just talk, but I mean, it's luck.
Oh, that's not... Dude, you were up front all night. We were watching you. It looked like you had a pretty dang strong truck. It was a tough battle up there. I mean, you were, 5th, 4th. It looked like that top lane, honestly. That's what it looked like to me, is if you were in the top lane, you could get by people. In that bottom lane, you were in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works out that way, but, the good guys make the bottom work. I wasn't able to, but once I saw how the cautions fell, I made a decision at about, midway. I was going to pit and never pit again, and that kind of worked out for me.
Yeah, that's the strategy I was talking about up here. I think that track position was super important. We saw a couple guys with fresh tires be able to work their way through, but, man, that was a minefield to get through. You really were up there all night. I kind of thought you had a pretty good chance. I was talking about how you're one of the toughest guys to pass, so I'm not surprised you're up there in third. Dude, it was fun calling the race, even though here we are at 9:45. But, hey, man, congrats. I'm going to turn it over to you because, again, I'm sick of talking.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Shout out to Down and Out, and shout out to Down and Out's main man. I know he's going through hard times right now. Shout out to Long Shot, Double Shot, Cyber Thunder. Y'all have a good night.
All right, Chris. Hey, man, maybe we'll talk to you next week. Congrats.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, gonna kick him out. See if I can't figure out this results page. Sometimes I get it to work, and sometimes I don't. So let's see. Does it give it to us? Come on. It just won't. Come on. I'm trying, guys. If not, I'll read them to you, but let's try this one more time. Just doesn't, I can't get it. So we talked to your top three: Scott Clemens, Baker, Coleridge, Finmore, Chris, Dean Machine. That's your top three. Chris Harefield finished fourth. Craig Shower finished fifth. Craig put numbers on your car. Ed in sixth. Cody Meadows finished in seventh. George Cushman up 31 spots in eighth. Andy Cork in ninth. Jerry Isaacs in 10th. Larry Brunner 11th. Crank Bell in 12th. Paul Turner in 13th. Garrett Johnson in 14th. Jarrett Kimley in 15th. Joey Sine 16th. Eric Anderson 17th. Gary Bowman 18th. Chris Letts 19th. Steven Music in 20th. Matt Kopp 21st. Kyle Nadeau started on the pole, finished in 22nd. John Ross in 23rd. Mike Donahue 24th. Chris Wold all the way up to 25th after we saw him in those pits for that long time. Roscoe Koblenz in 26th. Leroy Koblenz in 27th. Jason Higginbotham 28th. Kendon Cook 29th. Reed Wyman 30th. Ray Richard 31st. William Kern 32nd. Chris Wheeler 33rd. Mark Morton 34th. Dave Gainforth 35th. Judd Danielson 36th. Stephen Hine 37th. Doug Wysocki 38th. Dalton Carter in 39th. And John Fletcher in 40th. Well, guys, another long one. Hopefully these guys can get it cleaned up. We can stop having so many cautions. Man, huge shout out to Scott. He finally gets it done after being up front most of these races. I think next week we're in Dover. Tune in. Where are we at tomorrow night? I'm going to look. Might as well. What do we got going on here? Let's let you know what we got going on in the next couple days. What we got? Well, if I can find it. That's good broadcasting. I should have had that ready, huh? Let's see. Okay. So tomorrow night we are we're Martinsville. Xfinity cars in Martinsville. That'll be fun. Throwback race. I want to race that one. And then, so it's short track week apparently because we go IRP Martinsville and then Richmond for the Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup. So tune in tomorrow night Martinsville, Thursday night Richmond. Next week, guys, we are at Dover in these trucks. So I'm going to sign off and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Dum